What's going on, family? We're going to talk about vegan issues today. Got IG at the top. Let's see. I'm going to make sure we're good up here. All right. Checking the connection. We're good now. So today I want to talk about vegan issues. A lot of us, we have issues, whether it's with your family, with yourself, trying to gain weight, lose weight, whatever it is, we got issues. So, of course, I'm coming in so we can do our thing. Let's see. Make sure everybody okay. So chat's open up. So anybody got any questions, feel free to drop them below. Chime in wherever you're coming from. I like to know where everybody's coming in, chiming in from. And then we're going to dive into some of these issues we're dealing with because a lot of you, I've been getting some emails, all right? A lot of you are not mad, but a lot of people are feeling some kind of way because I don't train anymore. But I'm still here, all right? You still get to work with me. So I just ate a big beefy. So I think I just got a troll came on. They talking about eating burgers, a big beefy burger. Let me tell you something, buddy. I think that's a man. I don't care about you eating a big beefy. As a matter of fact, that big beefy is clogging up your arteries, and I bet your penis don't work. So I'm not. See, that's a vegan issue right there because meat eaters think that they can talk to every vegan like that. Like, oh, I just ate meat. Like I'm going to like get in this big uproar. I don't care. That's the thing about me. When you come to me, I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. All right. So I really don't care when it comes to like you eating pork or beef or whatever you do, because I know what that shit does to your body. I'm a trained professional. I just kick it back to you the way I did that person. So I don't really care. Let's see. Clayton said, hello, is wrapping the stomach area while working out is effective? Yes and no. Yes and no. It does help with water weight. I've seen plenty of professionals do that. I grew up under like a boxing way of training. So my best friend, his dad was a professional boxer. Frankie Swindell is his name. He fought Joe Frazier and some other guys back in the day. And I was introduced to training through that, my best friend and his dad. And boxers do that a lot. They wear either a full suit, like the sweatsuit, or they wear the thing around the abs to make you sweat. So is it good for water weight and kind of reducing some of the water in that area? Yes. Now, can you spot reduce using that? I would say no. So as much as I'd like to say, yes, that is a great way to train. That's something you should be doing. It's a little help. So on a great scale, I'd say, we're dealing with 100%. I'd say 10% would be good. So you're getting 10%, out of that. So if you want to use some kind of sweat belt, do your thing. All right. Do your thing. So coming to something that I've just recently, somebody recently hit me with, which is a question about how vegans are with their spouse. So people ask about, what do you think about vegans who date non-vegans? I personally don't really care. I don't really mind you dating a non-vegan because for one, I don't care about your relationship, but two, I don't really think it's a problem. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of my vegan friends, they just keep it real. They're like, look, if you eat meat, we can't date. And as much as I hate to say I agree with them, I think I think it's important to date somebody who's a non-vegan so you can pull more people into veganism. So they have to be willing to go. I'll say that. But I do get the point where you don't want to kiss somebody who's been eating meat because that shit I get it. Trust me, I get it. And I've been there. So I don't know. It just depends on, to each his own. Let me see what we got here. Does it matter if you eat 3 times a day or 5 times a day? What is the most optimal for weight loss? Thank you. Honestly, I play it on your schedule. If you are a person who wants to or needs to eat 3 to 5 times a day, do your thing, okay? Me personally, I never have had the schedule to eat 5 times a day. Okay. As a matter of fact, I barely get enough time to eat once a day. So for me, once a day works for me. I can lose all the weight I need. I personally, and I'm just going to take it back to nature. I personally believe that whether you eat once a day, 5 times a day, 6 times a day, it doesn't matter. It's the quality of food you're eating, the caloric deficit. Sometimes, okay, caloric deficit works for people who eat somewhat processed foods. I'll just be honest with you. But if you're eating plant-based foods that have live enzymes and that send you to the bathroom a few minutes or hours after you eat, then you don't really have to count those calories. And the reason why I say is because if you give somebody 2,000 calories of kale, but it's a caloric surplus, they're not going to gain fat on 2,000 calories of kale. Doesn't work like that, okay? So all that fiber and cellulose, you'll be pooping a lot of stuff out, and you're going to take a lot of current weight with you. So it's up to you. Do your thing. That's a very important topic. Yeah, I think so too. Dating a non-vegan is very important, and it's something a lot of people are dealing with, especially in the South. A lot of people are doing that. Somebody said, "Why you eating a burger that will make you freaking die?" I'll stick to my amazing veggie burger. That's right. The veggie burger's for the win, baby. Yeah, I mean, once again, when it comes to dating a vegan or a non-vegan, you got to deal with people like this guy who, what was his name? C3 Mill Boy. It's probably some 15-year-old jerk. and I'm qualified to say that. I don't care about minorities. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk, okay? But no, it's probably some little young guy who's talking about the eating a burger or whatever. But I think it's funny because when you're dealing with dating a non-vegan, you got to deal with those kind of you have to deal with those type of jokes and comebacks. And honestly, you have to know how to combat that. Okay, Chicago vegan bodybuilder, what's up, brother? I love your page. Y'all need to go follow that man. That man has some good stuff on his page. But you have to know how to combat that because a lot of people, they're going to hit you with these jokes, and that's one of the reasons why I guess can't compare. That's one of the reasons why I do these live streams, because I want to give you all some fuel to fight back with these vegan jokes. Okay, I got some grass for you outside, and I'm like, I mean, are you really gonna make these jokes? Because I mean, we can really go at it if you want to. Have you tried a jackfruit before? Yes, jackfruit is amazing. I love jackfruit. Barbecue jackfruit, season it up like quote unquote pulled pork. I'm from the South, so we love that. We do either jackfruit nachos, which are really good. I can't do it right now because I can. Okay, I don't let any diet sway me as much as normal people do. But right now I choose to be mostly vegan, raw vegan. So I don't really do a lot of cooked food. So I wouldn't do the nachos right now. But if I was to, jackfruit nachos, super good. If I was eating bread, jackfruit sliders with a little coleslaw, you make like a pineapple or mango slaw. You're talking about some good stuff. You can't go wrong with that jackfruit. It's really good. Is alkaline water really effective? And coconut water. Those are, honestly, I think those are fads, just to be honest with you. And the reason why I say that is because alkaline water can be the water that comes out of your faucet. As a matter of fact, swimming pool water is alkaline. Okay. So you got to be careful with these catchphrases. You gotta know what you're doing, or some of you don't like to read. It's totally fine. You need to be consulting with somebody like me who has done the homework and you trust, okay? Because the people will just sell you anything. But make sure you don't just dive into it because you heard it sounded good. Make sure you're doing your research and your studies, because alkaline water can be anything. That's as long as it's alkaline, it can be any kind of water. It can still have pesticides and all this other stuff in it. So make sure that before you dive into alkaline water, make sure you're drinking the right stuff. Make sure you know what you're drinking is what I'm saying. Because like you said, I see it now, fluoride, all the other chemicals. People flush birth control and all these other pills down the toilet. Okay. It's starting to leach into, or really down the sinks or whatever, and it's starting to flush into the water. So you can still be drinking all this stuff with your alkaline water. So make sure you be mindful of that. Spring water is good, of course. I saw somebody put that up. Spring water is definitely good. I love my spring water. I wouldn't look too deep into it. You know, just make sure you're getting some clean water. And honestly, if you've been drinking water long enough, you can taste what's good. Okay, you can taste if it has like that gritty metal taste to it, like Dasani. All these waters that just are gritty, you know when it's good or not. So let's see. They say box water is good. I mean, I don't know. When you're dealing with different brands, I don't try every brand. I'll be honest with you. This right here is it's just regular distilled water, just to be honest with you. So, and I put a little lime in there, so you'll see some stuff floating around in there. So I just squeeze some lime in it. I'm good to go. So I do half and half. I do half distilled and half spring water. When I drink my spring water, I usually do Evermore. And I've tested a lot of these waters with I have an electrolyzer, I have a parts per million test, and I also have a pH test. So I test all three. I do all three tests on every water that I personally buy. I haven't bought box water, so I don't know if that was good or not. See, so true, I can taste it. Yeah, you can definitely taste. Like when I go to a restaurant, like somebody's not making me, but if I'm meeting somebody at a restaurant, and usually I'm just give me a water, and I'll kind of, I'll sip on it to see, and I can taste it as soon as. Oh no, we call it Cumberland Punch. Okay, we're real close to the Cumberland River, or the Cumberland River actually runs through Nashville. We call that water Cumberland Punch. Okay, because it's gross. So if it has any little taste to it, I can tell, and I don't want it. All right, so I just kick that thing to the side. Usually I walk in a restaurant with my water, okay? And I'm not afraid. Don't be afraid to bring your own damn water. All right? Stop letting these people make you feel bad for bringing your own food or your own condiments. I tell people all the time, I'm not going to sway or change my diet to make you feel better. What kind of shit is that? If you feel some kind of way because I'm trying to take care of my shit, then something wrong with you. Right? So when I go to a restaurant, and let's just say, so I put up a cheat day. I did have a little cheat day. I don't cheat a lot, but I just crave some French fries. I hadn't had French fries in months. And someone was like, just go get some French fries. So guess what? I brought my own ketchup. Okay. Some really good ketchup. And what I did was I bring it in. I don't hide it in a purse, in my woman's purse. I have it in my hand. When we get to the table, I put that thing down on the table, and I dare somebody to say something. I dare somebody to say something. And the reason why I do that is because guess what? Your ketchup probably has Heinz. It's usually Heinz or some kind. You probably got high fructose corn syrup, sugar. It just says sugar. Doesn't say organic or cane sugar. Doesn't say none of that. It says sugar, which means probably is regular sugar, which means it has bone char in it, which probably means it's not vegan. So now we're dealing with a whole host of issues. Okay. Now, honestly, I probably, at the point that I'm, currently at, I probably shouldn't have ketchup at all. I'll just be honest with you. Ketchup is not something I would normally have. But I'm feeling a little, feeling a little good on this day. So I brought my own vegan, organic, I think it was Woodstock ketchup. Whatever, it's organic, it's good. And the reason why, like I said, I don't allow people to change or sway my diet is because if you're not willing to accommodate for the way I eat, then you shouldn't have shit to say about what I'm bringing into into your establishment. Okay, and I always say that when people, why are you bringing your own water? Because you didn't do the homework to make sure that people like me have water or have a choice of water. So when people don't have, like, most times I get like Pellegrino or something because that's usually the cleanest water people have in their restaurant. If you ain't got that, then I need to have my stuff. All right. So I'm bringing water into your establishment because you failed the test, if you will, of having something for people like me. So now I gotta make up for your mistakes, and I bring my own stuff. So that's how we work at. All right, what's your opinion on people making their dogs vegan? I personally don't think you should make your dog vegan. I don't think you should make your dog vegan either. The reason why I say that is because the dog comes from what you would consider to be the wolf family. Now, I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a doctor, dog doctor, or whatever you would consider it. But just common sense, a wolf does not eat vegetation. Like most of its diet is not vegetables. The dog is considered to be a meat eater. They have the body frame for it, the genetics for it. They eat meat. It's kind of what they do. So I'm not gonna say I'm against it or for it, but I think it's a little crazy. I will say that, but that just stems back to even certain races who should be eating meat but aren't. Okay, so I've said this before. Not everybody, but certain Caucasians come from a lineage of meat eaters, and their body actually needs it now. And I'm not saying everybody should be, meat eaters who's Caucasian, but some people have genetics, okay? And some people, it shows. It kind of shows. Some people need it because 17 generations before them, relied on it, okay? So now, you got 17 generations before you who relied on it, and now you get hip, and you're like, oh, everybody's vegan now, so I'm gonna do it too. But it doesn't work like that. Which is why if you look around, okay, as a black person, okay, I'm just keep it real here. As a black man, when we first started going vegan, the only reference we had was white boys, like as a man. So another man doing it, the only reference we had was white boys. And most of them were like skinny and frail, and they looked, his jaws sucked in, they looked like they were gonna die. And we were like, oh shit, I don't know if I should go vegan because they look horrible. But what they didn't realize is that a lot of times, maybe these white boys just weren't eating right. Some of these white boys just didn't work out, so they didn't have any muscle. And then some of these white boys actually needed to eat meat. So we got different perspectives when we're looking at it. We're like, okay, whatever it is, it don't look good. But guess what? When we went vegan, we had the opposite effect. Like instead of us getting skinny and pale and frail looking, my skin started to glow. I got stronger. My body started to, I grew like muscle wise. I started to my body evolved. And I was like, oh shit, this is amazing. That is the difference in genetics. So, when we're talking about all these things, you just never know. You just really never know. All right, seriously. So when you're talking about the dogs being vegan and men being vegan, I don't know. It's all about your genetics or about your history. So that's why I usually tell people, to do your studies, because it's not, one diet isn't made for everybody. So one of the comebacks I give people when they talk crap to me and they're like, oh, you stupid vegan or you stupid hippie, when is this thing going to be over with? And I just laugh. And if somebody continues, I say, okay, this is one of my comebacks and feel free to use this. One of my favorite comebacks is I say, hey, why do you think it's okay for you people, the cheetah, the meat-eating lion, the meat-eating or the carnivorous lion, why is it okay for you to come to me, the gorilla, the big boy gorilla that is a herbivore? Why is it okay for you to come talk shit to me? Why can't you just eat your meat, be funky, okay? Because meat eaters usually have a little funk going on. Why can't you just stay over there and let me do my thing? Why do you have to come mess with me? So that's usually one of my comebacks, because most people feel, and it's because they feel threatened or they feel like you're better than they are. People have their own little screwed up mentalities, but that's usually my comeback. I'm a gorilla. Let me be a gorilla. You can be a meat-eating lion or tiger or jaguar, whatever you want to be. Stay over there. I'm going to stay over here. Okay? So that usually works. Believe it or not, I've actually had some meat eaters change the way they think of it. They're like, oh shit, it's pretty good that you said that. You're right. I should just be able to eat my meat and leave you alone, because I'm just as strong as most if not stronger, than a lot of meat eaters. So, let me just let you be a gorilla and, you eat your meat. All right. Let's see. How you determine for ourselves if we need it or not. Honestly, the best way to determine whether or not you need meat or if you need to go vegan is how do you feel? Some people, and I say this, don't go out and eat junk food. And that's on both sides. Don't be a junk food vegan and say, I feel like crap, I'm gonna go back and eat meat. Don't be a junk food meat eater and say, I feel like crap, I need to go vegan. Eat a clean vegan diet, eat a clean meat eating diet. And then let's just see which one you feel better on. Okay. Some people genuinely feel better on meat, and that's okay with me. All right. That is okay. If you feel like you need to eat fish or chicken, I know people don't like to, hear that because, oh, we're killing animals though. I get that. And that is a problem. I agree. This is a problem. Okay. Because we're killing them too fast. It's, too much is going on. It's crazy. But I do realize that some people's system, and a lot of people don't know this, but some people's system doesn't have the capability of taking certain nutrients and creating other nutrients. So some people have to have a middleman. Some people don't have what you would consider, or some people have an ammonia transport system and some people don't. Some people have the capabilities to take certain nutrients and bind and make another nutrient, i.e. B12, all right, or other things. All you need is the sun and vegetables. And then some people don't. Some people don't have those capabilities of being able to utilize certain nutrients and make more nutrients. So I just say do your own research. Possibly you can even go out, and this is what a lot of people don't like to hear. You can go out and pay a professional, a doctor, to give you certain tests. You can go get, what is it called? There's a test, like a food, it's almost like a food allergy test, but it's more so for the foods you should be eating. And it's not the blood. I don't really care for the blood type tests and, your blood type O, so you should be eating meat because you got stronger stomach acid. That's bullshit if you ask me. Just because my stomach acid is stronger does not mean that I should be eating meat. That is bullshit if you ask me. But some people they wholeheartedly believe in it. So, hey, to each his own. Nothing compares to mental clarity you have when you're eating fruits, vegetables, herbs, and water. Yeah, it's most definitely true. Usually when they're concerned about my diet, I just feel like, damn, you like me or something. Hey, that's real. Hey, I like that because a lot of people do that. You're so interested in me. Shit, do you like me? But, I like that one because it's true. People come with this, they don't really care, but they come with this sense of, oh, I care about you. Why are you doing that? You don't really care about me. Like, let's just keep it real. Like, what's your real reason for talking this shit? Like, why are you here? You know what I mean? So, I like that one though, because people they come at me especially. Where do you get your protein? All the same stuff. Where do you get your protein? Well, what about this? And that's the number one thing. And this is why I tell vegans that it's your duty to look a certain way. Physically, like to physically have a certain build. Especially if you're trying to sway people to go vegan, it's your duty to have a certain build, to look a certain way, to have a certain stature about yourself. Because guess what? This is how we think in my community. If you look like shit, I don't care which way you're going. If you're a meat eater and you're like, well, this way works, and I look at you and you look like shit, I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna go the vegan way. And vice versa. If you're vegan and you look like shit, I'm gonna go that way because you ain't making this vegan thing look too good. Okay, and I know that's probably gonna hit home for a lot of people because I know a lot of people, they're not really taking advantage of the benefits of the vegan diet because they're still eating junk food or still, they're having some struggles with it, and that's okay. All right, I'm not beating up on anybody, but what I'm saying is there is a lot of responsibility when it comes to this lifestyle, especially if you're trying to sway your family or sway somebody, friends, co-workers. If you're trying to get somebody to do what you're doing, you got to make this shit look good first. Because if you don't, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, you know what? If I'm going to be fat, I might as well be fat and happy over here. Because you look like you had a hard time giving up meat. Or I think I'm going to have a hard time giving up meat or processed foods. So why would I struggle and have a hard time just to look the same as you on a vegan diet? Because you ain't really making it look like nothing. So that's why I say people are crazy in that sense. We tend to look at how somebody looks, and then we kind of judge them off of that. And we shouldn't do that. I agree, because some people feel good at 30 pounds overweight. They still feel good though on a vegan diet, and that's totally fine. 50 pounds overweight, they still feel better. They're trying. But people don't see how you feel. They just see how you look. They're like, you ain't lost no weight and you vegan? Stay over here. All right. Let me see. Can you give me benefits? Can you give them the benefits of having more plant-based diet when it comes to the bedroom? People need to know, hey, you sure right. I'm gonna just say this. Okay. I like to break this down I try to make it simple. So whether you got a penis or a vagina, or both, okay, some people have both. Whether you got a penis or a vagina, okay, these things are activated with blood flow. Okay, ladies, you aren't getting wet enough, you might have a blood flow issue, or you might be dehydrated. Fellas, if he ain't standing up, or if he ain't hard as he should be, blood flow issue. Now, what causes blood restriction? What causes this blood flow issue? Things in the blood that are thicker than the blood. Now, what are the things that are thicker than the blood? What are these things? Well, you all in the Western world call it plaque, okay? Or for the real term, it's called mucoid plaque. So most people call it plaque, mucoid plaque. It's getting in the bloodstream. What is mucoid plaque? Where does it come from? Mucoid plaque usually is waste that hasn't left the body and has spewed into the bloodstream, okay? So if we know that meat, processed foods, and other non-natural food, I'll say that, other non-natural foods, we know that these things take 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 days to digest each, which means if you eat 3 meals of processed meat, you got 5 days times 3. So now it's 15 days that your body may take to digest this food. 15 days. It's just 1 day of eating, okay? Which is why fasting has helped so many people, because they only eat 1 meal or maybe 2, even on processed foods. So when you get rid of those foods and you come over to the plant-based lifestyle, okay, you start eating foods that, plants, especially fruit. Fruit goes in the digestive system. As a matter of fact, it bypasses the stomach. The large intestine goes straight to the small intestines. So guess what? If you've ever eaten fruit on an empty stomach, you're going to the bathroom in about 30 minutes, okay? So this food doesn't sit in the body as long as meat and other processed foods do. So in turn, what happens is, 1, you're flushing out a lot of stuff that was in there and stuck. But 2, you're not giving the body a chance to hold on to the food to spew into the bloodstream, which means open blood vessels, which means you get blood flow to the brain, to the heart, and to that sexual area, okay? So this has been helpful not only for the prostate in fellas and preventing what we call premature ejaculation, okay? You get and this is not funny. I just had to talk about this with some guys. This is not cool, fellas. For those of you who are bragging about 5 minutes, all I need is 5 minutes. I'm good. I'm looking at men who say that. I'm like, you're a fool. Like, why would you brag about lasting for 5 minutes? That's not cool. Okay, that is not cool, especially if you're either trying to get married or you are married. It's your duty and your obligation as a man to take care of your woman in the bedroom and out of the bedroom. So if you're talking about all you need is 5 minutes, you ought to be smacked, just to be honest with you. I'm just being real, okay? And I hear it's mostly older guys, because they've given up. They're stuck in their ways. They feel like this is how it's supposed to be because they're aging. That is not how it's supposed to be. You can last longer than 5 minutes. It's just you drink too much alcohol, you eat too much sugar, and you got a lot of processed mucoid plaque in your bloodstream, which means your prostate is shot. So you don't even have control over your ejaculation system. So your prostate is just doing this, and it's just spitting it out. All right. So there's a whole system that goes into that. All right. Let's see. I met some vegan that live off of junk food. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a lot of vegans that live off of junk food. Some people don't do their research and don't know how to be a balanced, healthy vegan. Yeah, that's true too. It's true. People want the living truth. Yeah. I mean, especially if you're talking how good it is, they definitely want to hear the truth. Unless you don't have a I hear people talk about not having a gallbladder and how it messes it up. But I have some clients, or had some clients, that had their gallbladder removed, and it's even more pivotal that you eat a plant-based diet that provides the nutrients and really get those things in if you don't have a gallbladder. And of course, you have to take things like extra enzymes, and you have to supplement with different things so that you can help to utilize and produce certain things out of this food. So the gallbladder, I get it, but you still, you want to do plant-based diet. Let's see. Straight food, girl, very unhappy. Yeah, I've heard a lot of women. Y'all be surprised how many DMs I get from women. Not disrespectful to my fiance, but they're just like, man, like, can you help my man go vegan? Or can you, what can I say to help him? Men don't realize how many women are coming to me about this. Like, it's crazy. All right. It's real crazy. There's an epidemic. And let me just say that if I was single, a lot of meat-eating men would hate me. Whoo, a lot of meat-eating men hate me. I'm going to just say that. I'm not going to go too deep into that. But if I was single, let me just look at both cameras. If I was single, meat-eating men would hate me. All right? I'm going to just say that. They talk all the crap they want, but guess what? I'm gonna just stop there. I don't need to do that. All right. I'm getting married. I don't need to go there. But just know, if I was single, a lot of meat eating men would hate me. I'm definitely plant-based, trying mostly raw. That's what's up. What nutrition schooling did you do? So when it comes to nutrition schooling, I actually got certified under a doctor. Dr. Laela Africa is the guy who certified me. For those of you who don't know who that is, you definitely need to go check him out. He has a book called African Holistic Health. Really great book. Pretty much anything you need is probably in that book. I didn't go the traditional route, especially when I first started, because I've been vegan 8 years, almost 9. And I started my nutrition journey 2 years before that. So I didn't go the traditional route, the 4-year registered dietitian route. Why? Because they're teaching bullshit in there. I'm going to tell you why I know this. Because here's the funny part. So I have nutrition, and not just nutrition, but nutrition and also like public health professors at certain colleges summon me to come speak for them in their classes. All right. So, and this has happened a few times, not just Vanderbilt, MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University, for those of you who aren't in Tennessee, TSU, Tennessee State University. I've even had some talks of UT, the University of Tennessee. I've had a lot of people who are reaching out, not just that, but just, other institutions. I'll say that. These people don't know. Like, when I'm talking this stuff, they're like, man, where'd you learn this? And I'm like, it's crazy because you got a 5-year degree, not a 4-year degree. You got a master's degree. Some people got a PhD, because to be a teacher, most of the time you have to have a PhD. And I'm like, y'all don't know this? And of course I know they don't, because they don't teach this in the Western school system. Okay, it's slowly coming around now, but when I first did it, it wasn't in the school system. And I remember when I got certified by Dr. Africa, the first thing he told me is, Tay, we were in Puerto Rico. I never forget it. He said, Tay, you are going to be 10 years ahead of every doctor, every institution in the USA. He said, because what I'm teaching you right now, they haven't even touched a piece of it, okay? And some of the stuff I talk about, it's just like half of the stuff he taught me. Not even that. All right. I was around Dr. Africa a long time for a while. The first time I got to learn from him, I went to his house. I'm not gonna say where he lives, but I went to his house. I stayed with him for a week, and literally for 16 hours, 14 to 16 hours a day, we were just banging out information. Boom, boom, do this, do that. This is how you break down the body. And boom, 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 boom. And we were just learning. Then his wife, Dr. Melanie, I love it, lady. Then his wife, she's like, look, we're going to Puerto Rico in a month. You should come with us. So at the time, I'm like 20. I ain't have a lot of money. I was, but I was going to find a way. I was like, you know what? Y'all going to Puerto Rico? And the feeling I had of being around Black people, because at the time I'm going vegan, and I didn't know any Black vegans. This is like 10 years ago. Yeah, about 9, 10 years ago. So I didn't know any vegans, but I'm in this Black man's house, an older Black man. See, I didn't have a father growing up. So, I'm looking at Dr. Africa like my dad. I'm like, oh shit, like this is a Black older man who's vegan. He's like, go in the refrigerator, whatever you want. And I'm like, you got nothing but vegan food in here? So I'm turned, I'm feeling great. And so when she invited me to go to Puerto Rico with them, I'm in. I'm like, whatever it costs, I'll find a way to get there. It cost me $2,000 to get to Puerto Rico, but I made it. All right. Down there, we spent about 2 weeks. Same thing, banging out stuff. Okay. I'm learning medical astrology, learning how to read the body, learning how to take your astrological numbers and put them in a chart. I'm learning all this stuff. He's teaching me stuff that's like when I got back home, I'm training surgeons from Vanderbilt that went to Ivy League schools, Brown and Harvard, and they looking at me like, where'd you learn this stuff? That's how deep he was teaching me. And long story short, that's why I didn't go the traditional route, because honestly, they don't know anything, if you ask me. And that's not to shit on you if you did go to the regular route. It's not your fault. It's just the Western institution that they're just behind. Their information is outdated. What nutrition school? Oh no, you already asked me that. Because I eat plants. All right, I'm just going through some of these questions. When I became a welterweight champion, I have to give you a shout out. Most definitely, brother. I love that. My man, hey, because I know you're killing it right now, but when you get on that stage and you get that shout out, let me know when you do it, because I want to see it. I wanted to pursue my credentialing in nutrition, needing some advice. I can't think of the name of that place. There's an actual institution that's being started now. I want to say it's Cornell is doing it, I think. And like the doctor, what's his name? Dr. McGregor, he's behind it. So, like I said, it's coming, into fruition, and some of the things are coming for more plant-based nutrition. So try that out. Look into I think it's like Cornell Nutrition or Cornell Holistic Nutrition or plant-based nutrition. Now, I can't guarantee you it's going to be what Dr. Africa taught me, but I can rest assure you that if Dr. McGregor is behind it, or I think I'm saying his name right, but if he's behind it, it should be pretty good. And I like him. I really do. That's why I'm really trying to find the right certification. How much was it to get your education through Dr. Africa? The first one was about $1,800, and I drove up to his house. It was like an 8-hour drive from where I live. I don't know if he lives there anymore. I know because this was years ago. And then the one, like I said, to go down to Puerto Rico, we were like family by then, because I had stayed at his house, and then, he ended up, liking who I was and everything. And he saw how hungry I was for the information, and his wife approved me too. So, so then we became like family. So he was like, look, I'm not going to charge you as much. Come on down to Puerto Rico. We're going to hang out, this and that. So the second time we hung out, he didn't charge me much, actually. Maybe a couple $100, and then his wife, Dr. Melanie, she's a beast too. Like, she knows that shit in and out. They're very good, very intellectual people. And I was blessed to even be in their presence. Those are like gods to me. All right. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Those two are like living, walking gods, all right, to me. So I couldn't tell you how much he is now, or if he's even doing it. Dr. Africa been real low key lately. As a matter of fact, I can't get a hold of him. And I normally can text him or Melanie, and they, text right back, but I haven't even been able to get a hold of them. I think they're out of the country right now anyway. When are you gonna plan your retreat? It's time, bro. I don't know. You know what? Because when I retired as a trainer, I've recently been into real estate. That's why I retired, so that I can get into real estate full time. And looking up deals, doing contracts, talking with people, meeting, investing, and things like that takes a lot of time. And I definitely want to still do a retreat because I still am passionate about the vegan lifestyle. I just don't train anymore, unless your family or something. But I can see myself doing it maybe after I get married. So my wedding date is October 20th. I can see myself doing it after I get married, definitely. So we get married, and then I'm going to Bali for 2 weeks, which, believe it or not, Bali is huge for veganism. Most of y'all didn't know that. That's one of the best vegan getaways to take. So I'm going to Bali for 2 weeks for my honeymoon, and then I can see myself when I come back. I can definitely see myself doing some kind of retreat. So yeah, that's gonna be lit. I can see myself doing it, definitely. I just joined. What's the topic? We're just going in on everything vegan. Feel free to ask anything, any questions you got. We just hanging out. It's open discussion. Let's see, Bowman College in Berkeley. Yes, I have heard about that one. That's true. Has been on my list as research. I would love to know your perspective on a holistic nutrition school. Honestly, because I haven't gone through them, any of the nutrition schools, I can't really give you a real deal outlook on it all. But I think it's safe to say that now that we're coming into it, especially Berkeley. If you go to Berkeley, you're in California, which is like the holistic capital of the country. I think it's safe to say you'll probably learn something really good there, and just having that certification under your name will be great for you. A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people didn't take me serious because I didn't have an actual degree under my belt. People are like, well, you know your stuff, but what are your credentials? I used to get that all the time. What are your credentials? I said my credentials are basically I've got over 10 at the time, 10,000 hours study hours and experience in this field. All right, so bring any of your credentialed professionals that you consider to be my competition, and let's debate. Let's have them, let's do a debate, a health debate. Let's do that on nutrition and how it affects the body. And let's see if credentials matter then. Okay, that's an old school way of thinking anyway. What are your credentials? The reason why I say that is because not only do I know more than most credentialed nutritionists, but I also make more than most credentialed nutritionists. Okay, so why most people were, and I talk shit just because I want people to know you don't need to go to college, and this is why I talk my shit now, and I pat myself on the back. Most people tell you need to go to college to make a good living, or most people tell you need to go to college to know something. I did my own studies, and I sought help from other doctors and things like that. And not only that, for the last few years as as my own quote unquote nutrition and training coach, I've made multiple six figures over the last few years. So most nutritionists actually make like 30, 40 grand a year. And I'm sorry, I'm not talking crap about you all. I'm talking about the overall system and how it's messed up. Okay. So I'm traveling, hanging out, enjoying my life. Meanwhile, the average nutritionist is not even serving their client correctly. Why? Because they're worried about the bills that they have at home. Meanwhile, I can serve on my highest level. Why? Because my shit is taken care of at home. My bills are paid. My car is paid off. My nutrition is taken care of. I can buy organic food. I can do the things I want. I can take care of my family. I'm traveling, so I'm self-satisfied. I'm taken care of. So when I come to serve you, I can serve at the highest level. Meanwhile, like I said, the nutritionists, they're scraping up pennies they can't serve it. You know, they can't serve with the correct mindset. Why? Because they're worried about their bills. Like, I don't care that you need to lose weight. I don't care about your problems. Why? Because I got my own problems. I'm getting ready to get put out. You know, like that's how people think. So the whole system's effed up, if you ask me. All right. So, like you said, that's a definite problem. But yeah, I'm going to get off my high horse tonight. All right. But you know, a lot of people do that. I'm glad to say that I was able to go through it, help a lot of people, and I'm still helping people. But now, you know, I'm able to do other things and take care of my family in other ways and still contribute back to the Black community, the vegan community, and not have to charge for it. Okay, so I talk for free in most times, unless you need me to fly across the country. I've had people pay me, you know, for my flight and stuff. If I need to fly, then you're gonna pay for that. But most of the time, I speak for free now because my bills are taken care of. Okay, I got other things that I'm doing, and I can come talk to you for free about what I feel like everybody needs. So you don't have to pay me now to come speak. So some of you do, but most of the time you don't. You know, if it's a church or something, usually I'll slide it through. Your high horse is inspiration, so preach on. Yeah, and that's why I do it, to be honest with you. Because I feel like enough of us aren't either sharing that side of it. You know, the average vegan I meet is usually like in destitute, like they're kind of like struggling. No, I can't afford it, you know, organic fruits and vegetables. And I'm like, damn, you know, like, is that all vegans? And if I'm asking that question, I'm sure some of you are asking that question. So yeah, I have to, or I feel like I should share some of the success and some of the stuff that I'm using as a vegan, because I want you to know you're not going to be broke you don't have to be broke as a vegan. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Are you only training online now? I actually don't even train online anymore. I do have programs still set up for people who are like, I really just want to work with you. I have programs that you can go into, but I don't put any, outside of talking to you all and posting on my social media, I don't do anything with training anymore. Like I said, I've sent, if you're on my email list, I've sent out an email blast and telling people that I'm retired as a trainer. I retired a month and a half ago, maybe, around my birthday, which was January 9th. So I retired and I was just like, I'm done with the whole training thing. I felt, and the reason why is, I felt, for one, that I've either helped you in some kind of way. So for everybody who felt like they needed help from me and wanted to pay me for my services, you either had the opportunity to do it already or you're just not going to do it. So I was like, okay, well, I feel like I've done my thing. So I think I can put this to the side and say, I still like to do my live chats because this is what I'm passionate about. But, I definitely feel like I have other things to do now. So it's like I've done my job in the community and helped as much as I can. So now it's time for me to chase my actual dream. Well, that's one of my dreams. Okay. But I have multiple dreams. And another one of my dreams is to own a lot of real estate. Actually, one of my agents are texting me now. Let me see. Got another deal just went through. Okay, good. So yeah, but see, and that's what I love that, because I want to be a rich man. I'll just be honest with you. And I don't feel that I should be, trying to get rich off of veganism. Okay, that's not something I want to do. So I took what I made from my, profession, and I invested it, in real estate. So I'm doing real estate now, and I'm also in a position to put my partners on. So any of my partners who have a little money who want to invest it, I know how to invest it for them, and now they're making money. So that's what I, wanted to do, and so that's why I retired, so I can focus on this full time. Let's see. Considering putting meat down, I train solely for hypertrophy. Would it be difficult to maintain a caloric surplus? It depends on, it depends on your appetite. Caloric surplus is easy as hell for me. Okay, I can eat 5,000 calories like nothing in like 2 hours. Like, seriously. So I've seen a lot of guys. I've seen a lot of guys who think they are eating or who think they have an appetite, but they don't. I've seen a lot of that. But if you feel like you can eat a lot, get your beans, I'm not gonna tell you to eat soy. All right. If you eat soy already, that's on you. Do your own research. I don't eat it because I've done my research. Okay. But beans and quinoa and kamut. I love kamut. It's a really good one. Really good protein. I do hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds. I do a lot of not now, but if you want to really, get those muscle building meals in, mung beans, lentils. Like I said, you can mix those with different, like I said, kamut. You can mix it with quinoa. It's up to you. So much stuff like that. And I would put barbecue sauce on it and mix it. You can do your whole thing with that, and that's a whole nother level. The gains train, no, it's not difficult. Are you? That's his name, the gains train. Okay, gotcha. No, it's not difficult, bro. It's definitely not. 3,000 calories. I can knock that back in an hour, just to be real with you. And you got my man in here. He giving me the thumbs up. So Chicago vegan bodybuilder. Go check him out. You'll see what I'm talking about. I don't bodybuild, but I'm still a decent size, maybe 210. I'm 6'3" and I play ball though. So I'm not really motivated to be like a bodybuilder. I want to keep a nice size, a nice strength, but I train so I can still get up there and windmill on somebody. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I play ball. I train for that type of performance. So hypertrophy, things like that, it's good, but I don't train for that. I don't really train for aesthetics and things like that. I just train for performance. So I'm fairly lean. My scale, I have I can't think of what the thing's called. I have a scale that I stand on to test my body fat and everything. I do it every day to make sure I'm staying in my zone. My scale says 10% body fat, 210, 212. I fluctuate. So that seems to be a good size for me. I'm actually getting ready to go down. I'd rather be 195, 200. Because I'm pushing 30s, and that's when the knees start. My knees don't hurt, but if I want to still dunk a basketball the way I dunk, I need to be lighter, just to be honest. So it's smart for me to lose a little more weight. But for you, if you're trying to be aesthetic, you're trying to get some good muscle size, yeah, keep lifting in your traditional hypertrophy, and maybe even going up to 20 to 30 reps. That seems to be really good for muscle growth as well. It worked for me. When I was in that phase. Stay on your cardio if you're trying to get lean. Do your numbers on your caloric surplus. You'll be good. So, yeah, that's how we do it. Let me see. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything, if I left anything out of that. I pretty much just gave you the formula, on how to do it. Keep doing your traditional hypertrophy. And then once you're ready to start cutting, cut up the cardio a little bit, drop the calories a little bit, you'll be good. If you really want to get deep into it, watch your macros. That's pretty much it, man. It's not hard as people portray it to be. You just have to know a little bit. It's not even a lot. You just need to know a little bit. It's not hard to get the calories. It's not hard to get the protein. It's not hard. And this is what I will say. This is what a lot of people sleep. So we tend to forget about enzymes. All right. And I'm going to say this and I got to go. We tend to forget about enzymes. Enzymes are probably one of the most important things when it comes to breaking down your food, especially if you're eating cooked food. So if you're eating all this protein, which you don't need a lot, when you're vegan and you're getting the right stuff, I mean, I've survived on 120 grams of protein and I'm 210, I don't need that much. And, and if I wanted to be, more hypertrophic and really get bigger and, whatever, I'll probably go up a little bit more. But to maintain where I am and my strength is still good, I can still bench press a good amount of weight. I can still, I do more body weight. So I can still dip 135 pounds for reps. I can still pull up. I put 2 90-pound plates and do about 10 reps with that. So that's kind of how I gauge my strength. So I'm still good, on 120. Not even that. Sometimes, because I've been mostly raw. So sometimes I go down into like 80, 90 grams of protein. and I still survive. Why? And this is why I mention those enzymes, because what I'm taking, it's all being absorbed because I'm making sure I'm getting that protease. Protease is an enzyme that breaks down protein. And a lot of people are getting protein in and it's being filtered through the lung, through the liver and the kidneys, and it's not being fully absorbed. And actually it's stressing your kidneys. Me, on the other hand, I'm getting my protease in a good amount, like a good quantity. And because I'm getting that protease in, it's helping me to break down this protein so that it can be used. The amino acids can be used in the body, and I can pretty much maximize what I'm putting in the body. So when the meat eaters are talking about get 1 gram per pound of body weight into the body, it's usually because they're not absorbing, they're not getting all of it. It's not all bioavailable. A lot of it turns into mucoid plaque, which we talked about earlier. And it's just, that's a whole nother level. Okay. I don't want to go too deep down a rabbit hole on that one. Let's see. How often do you take rest days? I get sore, but I don't want to break the routine. Me personally, even now, it's hard for me to get away from it because I love it so much. I do a push-pull legs routine. So I work out 6 days a week. And even on my rest days when I'm not lifting, I'm hooping. So I work out every day, just to be honest. But I take frequent naps. I take naps every day, and I make sure I get a good amount of sleep. So, what digestive enzymes do you recommend? I recommend one good one is called MASS enzymes. They have a protease profile of 200,000. I think it's measured in IUs. I don't remember which one, what the measurement of it is, but it's high in protease. Really good, and the creator of it, or the owner of the MASS enzymes, he's vegan. He's a vegan bodybuilder, as a matter of fact. And he created the protease enzymes because we're eating a lot of, we're eating a lot of protein or amino acids in fruits and vegetables, but we don't have the enzymes to break it down. So he made the enzymes to help break it down. So really good stuff. It does really well for me, especially when I eat cooked food. If I'm eating raw, I don't really deal with it. But if you're eating cooked foods, beans, things like that, I think it can help. It's not to say you need it totally, but I think it can help. So check that out. It's MASS Zymes, I think. So it's like MASSZYMES or something like that. But it's MASS enzymes. If you just Google MASS MASS enzymes, it should pop up. They're not cheap. Okay, for a big bottle, it's a nice size bottle though. For a big bottle, it's about $70, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And that's what we got to get. We got to get over the fact of cheaping out everything. Okay, especially if you're putting it in your body. If you're putting it in your body, you need to be spending a little money on it, or you're probably just putting shit in your body. So, all right, I got to get out of here because my fiance will be home in a minute, and I got to go love on her. So, I love you all. Talk to you soon. YouTube. Talk to you soon. Be easy. IG.